It's a huge week in Destiny 2 lore this week, and for weeks we've been speculating the source of the Endless Night in Season of Splicer, and this week Mithrax, Ikora and Osiris think they have the answers, while Savathun appears to be one step ahead the whole time, and it may be the Vanguard has just walked right into a trap set for them. Well, today I'm going to go over all the latest lore, including week 6 story developments in Season of the Splicer. If you're new around here or enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. We start off this week by speaking to Mithrax as per normal at the Splicer servitor, but Mithrax, he can sense something more, something evil going on in the Vex network. Something is manipulating the Vex and Mithrax is worried what it could be. Let's check it out.
Guardian, light guides your path. Though I believe darkness lies ahead for you. I expected your assaults to weaken the Vex. But I reach into the network now, and it pulls. Hungry, greedy, like slogging through mud. I felt this when you first walked through the network. You pushed into their system, and something malevolent pushed back. The sacred Splicer must know the Vex, must understand what can and cannot be bent, yes. They are like the seasons, or the great seas. They surge and flow like a primal force. They cannot be manipulated. And yet something is doing just that. I do not know what it is, or why it has targeted your city. But I see the great machine hanging above, and I worry. This endless night has greater purpose. Be cautious now, Guardian. Darkness is coming for you. Shine your light on the truth.
Well, this week we are introduced to the corrupted versions of the Expunge mission for the first time, and really interestingly there's some hidden text that appears inside that mission, and that reads, "I see you, crawling around my domain like insects. This realm answers to only one master. You are nothing. You know nothing of power. Thrashing around like a wounded animal, unaware that you're already dead. Your failure is written in time. Your victories are hollow things, and I have seen your grave. I see you, rent asunder, broken, taken." So we'll get on to exactly who is speaking to us in the Expunge mission a little bit later on, but at the end of the Expunge mission we have the big reveal. So Mithrax has found the Vex at the source of the Endless Night, and it's Quria, the Dreaming Mind. Well, let's check out what Mithrax, Ikora, Osiris and Saint 14 have to say.
Can you feel that? The threads of night unraveling as if a veil is being lifted. The network is laid bare, its threads converging on... What is this?
Mithrax, what's wrong? What do you see?
An infestation. I have found the Vex at the source of the Endless Night. Quria, the Dreaming Mind. Its code has been corrupted by taken magic.
Savathun. We've been played.
Quria has been commanding the other Vex, poisoning their minds, directing them at Savathun's will. The Endless Night is of Savathun's design.
It would seem the Witch Queen has outmaneuvered us. But perhaps she did not count on us seeing her hand so soon.
Then we strike now! Mithrax and I will lead forth. We bring the fight to Quria and crush it!
We cannot rush into this. We must find a safe route through the Vex domain where Quiria's hiding.
Any time we give is time for Savathun to scheme. No scheming, we shoot!
I know, Saint, but we have to be careful. Mithrax, will you report your findings to the Guardian back at the helm?
If that is your wish.
We will fight, and soon. But it will be on our terms, not hers.
Well, Savathun's plan with Quria has been revealed, and Saint 14, you can hear he's anxious to attack. However, Osiris and Ikora want to tread with caution, and that could be for good reason, because Savathun is the Witch Queen of the Hive and master of deception. Well, next we speak to Mithrax at the Splicer Servitor, and he confirms the theories that we've just heard.
I wish my news was not so grave. But I can confirm that it is the taken Vex mind Quria at the center of the simulation that plagues this city. Quria serves the Witch Queen Savathun. It is she who is responsible for the endless night.
Are you certain of your data? After all, Savathun is known for her deceptions.
Osiris, I did not know you had access to this channel.
I wish to confer with you and the Guardian privately.
The Splicers feel Quiria's spirit. Hollow, calculating, taken. It lurks between realities as a blade between carapace plates. There is no mistake.
How did you miss this?
In the same way it went unseen by the mighty Osiris.
If my experience and wisdom can aid you in Quiria's capture, you may have it.
Capture. Quria is discordant and must be exorcised if the great machine's sky is to shine again.
The things we could learn were we to capture it. Think, Mithrax.
Dangerous. Ambitious. Assume capture is successful. Captivity would prove difficult. Safer to eradicate.
I will confer with Ikora to find us the best course of action.
Of course. Mithrax observes the city's guidance. You and the Guardian speak with Ikora. Elixni will continue to refine a strategy.
Well, Savathun and Quria are the architects of the Endless Night, and Osiris pops up unannounced on the secure comms during the chat with Mithrax and the Guardian, prompting them to capture Quria instead of eliminating it. But Mithrax thinks eradication is just simply safer. Well, next up, we've got a really interesting development when we go and speak to Ikora. So let's check it out.
Guardian, be vigilant. We must consider our discovery of Savathun to be part of her plan. Perhaps she means to sow fear and suspicion among us. I won't allow her to drive us apart. When the time comes, I'll put a spear of light through the Witch Queen's heart myself. For now, I'm overturning all hidden records and full archival access to Osiris, but no one else. Lakshmi claims the Vanguard suffers from a lack of transparency. If she had access to our records, she'd cherry-pick whatever details were necessary to ground her prophecies. I need people I can trust to be objective. Some of our records on Savathun are fabricated truths, I'm sure. But in those lies are the strategies she used to topple the Dreaming City. History won't be repeating itself here. Continue your Splicer training with Mithrax. Use it to root Savathun's minions out. We'll reassess the situation when we've located our target.
Well, we speak to Ikora there, and she confirms she's handing over the Last City's records to Osiris. And if our speculation is true, then we've just handed over all of our most valuable information and intelligence to one of our biggest enemies in Destiny 2 history. So for more on this, you can check out the video that I did recently on why Osiris has been acting so strangely in Season of the Splicer. So I definitely recommend going to check that one out and then finishing up here with this video. Well, after we speak to Ikora, we go back to Mithrax once again, who asks us to continue our Splicer training and find a way to hunt down Quria.
Quria lurks at the center of this false night. All threads leading to it are dark and thick, covered in black oil. Your Its machine is unknowable, but I believe it acts with purpose. Just as we must act with purpose now. To find a way to reach Quria and end it. Sacred splicers must see the invisible machinery at work around us to understand its beauty and flaws and our place within it. I think of my light as a torch, a beacon. Yours, though, I see as a weapon. I say this with respect. From what I know of the Great Machine, it would not create a weapon without needing to use it. Quria will be your target. Be ready, for there is no doubt it is.
So a little bit about Quria, the Dreaming Mind. So she was a gift to Savathun from Oryx, the Taken King, who we beat back in 2015. So Savathun wants to use Quria to challenge the sword logic itself. So she taught the Vex Mind Hive magic, and I think the ultimate goal here is for Savathun to free herself of the dependency of her worm. Well, Quria is actually the architect of the cycle for the Dreaming City. So back in Forsaken, upon the death of Riven, the last Amkara, Quiria's mastery of simulation traps the Dreaming City in a never-ending 3-week cycle tied to the death of Dul Inkaru, the Eternal Return, and the cycle of the Taken Curse was able to affect the whole city with the fidelity of a Vex simulation as a result of Riven feeding upon the Guardian's collective wish to save the city. And there is a theory that Savathun grows stronger every day and feeds off the chaos of that cycle of the Dreaming City that she's architected with Quria. But do let me know, and the community know as well, if you've got any more up-to-date information about Quria and the history with Savathun. I'd be really interested to hear from you, and also your thoughts if you're a lore master. Well, as always this week we got a new lore page, and this one has to be one of the best lore pages I've seen in a long time. So this is Beneath the Endless Night 7, and this is Ripe. I walk through the city on broken legs. I am conspicuous, but the people here grant me many affordances. I chose this form well. I sway and catch myself in a low stone wall. I am ready earlier than anticipated, but I must still learn the next step. I look up towards the false dusk I have hung, but it is not yet finished. I am afraid, but it is thrilling to engage in something new after all this time, something unknown. I close my eyes so tightly that they don't bulge. The feeling passes. I open my eyes and I search the faces of the people around me for familiarity. I didn't mean to, and I twist inwardly with disgust. When they first reach for me, I reach back in acid mockery, and they open themselves to me in stupid, naked innocence. I was giddy. My fingers raked their minds. I forced my will through them using only my words and met no resistance. Their naivety was beyond description, and I feasted until my eyes welled with black tears. Now I reach as often as they do, and when they reach back, I'm thankful. I speak with them. I seek their company, their companionship. This is not pity, for I know pity. What is this? I drop to both knees, I clear my mouth and I vomit. The thin black fluid turns to vapour and disappears. I clench the gangling black mass that threatens to unspool recklessly from within this shell of flesh. My new arms are too thin, too weak. My new shell still bound with thick mucus. Not yet, I say. A moment of blackness, and then a man places his hand on me, on my shoulders, on my back, and he asks if I'm ill. And he sees my flat eyes, my teeth black with ripeness, and he prepares to scream. I let him keep his mind. I push breath up and through my ruined mouth and speak a simple lie. He stops, smiles, laughs, shakes his head. He points a finger at me at mocking admonishment before walking away. I swallow the fatty morsel of his ignorance. It gives me strength to stand once more, cover my face, and resume my walk. I feel this form splitting beneath its wrappings, held together weakly by the wet strands of sinew. And from deep inside, stirred by the latest scrap of deception, I hear the oily growl of the worm. Even here, basted in deception, both ample and rich, the worm cries ravenously, It has grown grotesque, skin-tore, overfed, and it still howls for more. It commands me to keep it alive. I look up, beyond the flickering net of darkness, and I see what rests just beyond, waiting for me, and the worm roars. Well, really, really powerful stuff there from the lore this week. And although not named, this is Savathun walking around the last city. You know, could the body that she refers to be Osiris? Well, you know, it's been speculation up until now. However, it looks like all the pieces are falling into place. Well, finally this week, we've got another confrontation between Lakshmi and Ikora, this time over the airwaves. Let's check it out.
People of the last city, I come to you with an emergency announcement. One that Vanguard leadership wishes to keep from you. Future War Court has learned from Guardian sources that the endless night is the work of the hive god of deceit, Savathun. This is a grave development, but we cannot give in to despair. Instead, let it propel us to action. We must demand accountability from Vanguard leadership. We cannot allow Zavala and Ikora Ray to sell our city to the fallen. Why?
Enough! This is Ikora Ray. I will not stand by while this hateful rhetoric goes unchallenged. I understand it's hard to put the violence of the past behind us. But the Vanguard's responsibility is to preserve a just peace. Not for some, but for all. Lakshmi would have you live in fear. Fear of the Elixir. Fear of the future. But I propose something much stronger. Faith. Faith that bravery is not just a human quality. Faith that we are stronger together. Faith that the Vanguard and our Elixir allies will break the Vex hold on our city. And we'll do it united, as one, for the good of all.
Well, it's an absolutely massive week in the lore this week in Destiny 2, and the mysterious Endless Night, it's been instigated by Quria, the Dreaming Mind, and Savathun, the Witch Queen. However, it could be that Ikora has just handed over our most valuable information directly to the hands of Savathun herself. No doubt she's going to use this information to seed more hate and fuel the division in the last city. Well, we're hurtling towards a violent conclusion to the season of the Splicer and an impending showdown with the Vanguard, the future war cult, and all the while Savathun stalking the city streets in her flesh puppet body. It's absolutely fantastic stuff, and let me know down in the comments what you think of the latest developments in the lore. Really, really enjoyed it this week, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Well, as always, thank you so much for watching, and for more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. If you want to join the community, check out the Discord link in the description, or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.